Different countries and cultures have many different views on many different things. Diversity between areas may affect the things we eat, the way we drive our vehicles, or the way that we even celebrate marriage. My name is Seth Whitaker, and today I'm going to be giving you information about the burial rituals in China, Ethiopia, and Native American cultures. So first, let's start with China. Chinese burial rituals are elaborate and many things go inside the rituals. Did you know that if you're an elder in China, you are not allowed to pay respect to someone who is younger than you? From ChinaCulture.org, an infant who dies is not shown any respect. So essentially they are buried in silence. I also found it interesting that no matter what the burial cost, it has to be a proper burial in China. Therefore, the family must pay for the burial, even if it means they go into debt. Something else interesting is once the body is cleaned, it has to be covered in talcum oil, talcum powder. Once the body has been powdered, it is placed into a coffin. Most of the burials take place on a mountain, on a hillside. At the graveside service, family members and friends, they arrive and they stay there for the ceremony. At the end of the ceremony, they gather dirt from the ground and toss it back into the grave to keep away bad luck. So, I also found another country that has interesting burial rituals. Ethiopia has elaborate burial rituals when it comes to bereavement. The mourning process in Ethiopia usually lasts about 3 days. During this time, I've got a picture here. As you can see, the female family members have to shave their head. And once they shave their head, they cover their head in black wraps or some form of garment. The males also grow long beards and wear black outfits. According to Roots Ethiopia, during the process of the 3 days of bereavement, while the family awaits for the other family members to arrive, that the body is preserved by the use of medical plants and spices and is placed into a wooden coffin. Once the body is placed into the wooden coffin, the coffin is covered in expensive cotton garment and is sit there until the burial. What I also found interesting about this is the community takes large part in the burial process. You may see thousands and thousands of people show up for one funeral. At this funeral, when the people show up, they form a choir. The choir will sing songs and hymns and offer the hymns up to the dead. Most of these funerals take place at churches, and this is a way to show religious symbolism to the deceased. So I've told you about the China culture and the Ethiopian culture, but as I was thinking about it, I wanted to think about the U.S. And then it popped in my head, let's go back to where it all began here in the U.S., the Native American culture. Diane Theobald of LoveToKnow.com said that tribes differ from one another on their traditions and their burial rituals. However, there are commonalities between those tribes. In the tribes and the burial rituals, the medicine man or the spiritual leader will lead the ritual. According to dying.lovetoknow.com, it said that during the ceremony, deceased ancestors are asked to join the ritual by the medicine man. Most commonly practiced is the body is placed in the ground in a circle, and this resembles a circle of life. Inside of that circle, there is given very nice presents and elaborate gifts and possessions of the deceased. The deceased also, it is known from the tribes that it's believed that the deceased resent the living. The living are afraid of the deceased because they're afraid the deceased will be upset that they are using their garment, they are using their possessions. So most tribes practice the art of burning the deceased's house and their belongings so that nobody can use them. Once the burial has taken place, the medicine man will take a pipe, and a tobacco pipe, and light it and begin to smoke it. After he begins to smoke it, he will pass it around to all of the men into the tribe. After that, the people of the tribe will offer the spirit up to its ascent into the sky. So from these three different cultures and countries, it is interesting to see the different burial rituals that other people perform. Not many of us think about how other people lay their loved one to rest in other countries. I think it is important for us to know how people lay their deceased ones to rest, because if we have to partake in a situation or some kind of ceremony, we need to be able to give the adequate respect that is needed. Thank you.